Hey, Shalom Akim, Shalom, Harper Quanium. All right, this is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, coming with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, this be edified to the Lord's elect. All right, before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, B'Hakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. All right. So I'm just going to jump right into it, man. Okay. I was thinking on a precept earlier while I was getting ready for work. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the thought came to me that this is a cycle. All right, this is a cycle that's coming. You know what I'm saying? This is a cycle that's playing out. And we're about to see the next phase of this cycle. Right? And so I'm gonna showcase this precept, you know what I'm saying, later on, real quick. I wanted to get into the words of this man right here. All right? His name is Theodore Herzl. All right, Theodore Herzl. And it reads, it's essential that the sufferings of Amalekites become worse. This will assist in realization of our plans. Excuse me. I have an excellent idea. I shall induce anti-semantics, right, to liquidate the Amalekite wealth. All right. The anti-semantics will assist us thereby, in that they will strengthen the persecution and oppression of the Amalekites. The anti-semantics shall be our best friend. All right. So when you look at all of what's happening in the media, you know what I'm saying, when you look at what's going on in social media specifically, right? The whole narrative of the weak and innocent, innocent JOOs is falling apart, man. All right, that whole narrative is falling apart because I can remember 30 years ago, all right, I can remember 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that everybody was a friend of these Amalekites. Everybody was a friend of Israel. You know what I'm saying? All right. Every commercial, you know what I'm saying, was talking about the poor, helpless, defensive JOOs, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to go and help them. We got to go support them. We got to give money to them, this and that, so on and so forth. The sentiment, all right, was universal. All right, the sentiment was all around the world, all around the world, to the point where they could extort countries, all right, countries such as Germany, you know what I'm saying, to pay them to siphon payments from Germany year by year, you know what I'm saying, and essentially just take their wealth because, you know what I'm saying, and the same thing they did with America, all right, and any other country that they saw fit, and all of that was due to what? It was due to the essential need of suffering. All right, so they would play on the world's empathy. You know what I'm saying? So let me show you something else. All right, bear with me. All right, this is the same guy, Theodore Hertz. Okay. Now, when you look at this cycle, you can clearly see that this cycle is in play all the time when it comes to these Amalekites. All right. So, first thing, fake a major attack. All right. You got the event of October in 2023. Okay. Next step, gain the public's sympathy. That's the essential point. Like what he said, the essential thing that they need is universal sympathy. Okay? Gain the public's sympathy through exaggerated statistics. All right? Through exaggerated statistics. Compare these events to past past atrocities. All right. So you know those examples. All right. You know those examples, such as the event of 2001. You know what I'm saying? Such as the event of the Hollow. You know. Next step would be to use that to justify invasion of the enemy. And that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. And they kept saying, oh, well, if we don't go to Iran, then, you know, it's not just going to be in Tel Aviv, it's going to be in Washington. It's going to be in New York. You know what I'm saying? Next step, total annihilation of the innocent enemy. All right? They said that Gaza was a bunch of terrorists. All right? You know what I'm saying? Hamas is roughly about 17,000 strong. Yet they took out tens of thousands, over 100,000. You know what I'm saying? And these are men, these are innocent men, women, and children. All right? We're talking about women and children. Okay? And their justification is, well, the children could grow up to be Hamas. You see what I'm saying? And the whole thing continues. The next step would be, all right, the next step, because what we're seeing right now is the same talking point when it comes to these Persians, all right, the Iranians. When it comes to them, they're saying, you know what I'm saying, well, we cannot let them have a nuke. We cannot let them have a nuke. We cannot. They haven't had a nuke. They haven't had a nuke. Well, we cannot let them have a nuke. Bro, you've been saying this. Benjamin Malachowski has been saying this since the 90s. He's been saying that same shit since the 90s. All right? And so now they've created the whole premise that's needed to go into war. All right? And if they can't find one, then they initiate it, which is what we just saw. We just saw them initiate it. They fired first. All right? So, that's the next part, is where the truth starts to come out. And with all this anti-semantics, okay, which is essentially just the world pointing the finger at the true culprit, they call it anti-semantics. When you tell the truth, they call it anti-sem. You see? So when that happens, then they have to fake a major attack. All right, and the cycle continues. The cycle continues from what Theodore Hertz has said. The cycle will continue. All right, because why? It is essentially beneficial. Okay? So what's going to happen? So what do you think is going to happen? a major situation is going to happen. A major event is going to take place. You see? A major event. Now, right now, the world, you know what I'm saying, when you look at social media, all right, the memes against Israel is some insurmountable, man. You know what I'm saying? You look at all these memes, you look at, and they funny as shit, man. They funny as hell. The world is clowning you fucking Amalekites, man. The world is clowning you. These small hats, these Tengu. The world is clowning them. All right. So, what has to happen next is something big gonna have to happen, and blamed on the enemies of these Amalekites, man. Okay? So imagine if something major happens over in Philadelphia. Imagine if something major happens in California. All right? And the media immediately, the media will jump on Iran immediately. All right? Or any of their so-called proxies. Okay? So that's what we're looking at, man. In the scripture, a scripture that it reads at the top is 2 Corinthians 2:11. All right? Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. Okay? So let me get the other precept that I was alluding to earlier. Bear with me. All right? It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 5. It reads, "The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers." Right? Verse 6. "He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth." All right? So, when you see this whole barrage that happened with Iran, you know what I'm saying, the other day, excuse me, the bombardment that happened with all the missiles, all the rockets dropping on Israel. Okay, you saw that whole Iron Dome. That Iron Dome it's a joke. That Iron Dome is a joke, man. It ain't stopped shit. When you look at all the videos that came out that the Israeli government didn't want you to see, all right, all those videos was showing nothing but bombardments after bombardments after bombardments, man. That Iron Dome didn't stop anything. As a matter of fact, there's one instance where the missiles from the Iron Dome turned around and smashed on its own city. You see what I'm saying? So this thing is just it's just a joke, man. Like I said, it's just a joke. You know? But what's going on? The response of the people. Okay, the response of the people is, well, good for you. Okay, good for you. The world is cheering. The world is the world is having a ball, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm having a great time watching it. This shit is this shit is therapy for most people. You know what I'm saying? Therapy, man. All right? But I wanted to point out the fact that this is a whole cycle that they use. Okay, this is a cycle that they use. And so given that Israel is being exposed in such a way, all right, in such a disgraceful way or degrading way, you know what I'm saying, because the key component is worldwide sympathy. That sentiment is falling apart. All right, it's falling apart, and they can't lean on that anymore. Yet it's essential. Yet it's the key cornerstone of how they've been able to operate this whole time. It's the key cornerstone. So now that the whole world is turning on them, well, how much more are they going to turn on their on their politicians who are supporting them. You know what I'm saying? So it's only a matter of time before these politicians are going to have to try and jump ship. You know what I'm saying? Because the public is against them now. Because the public is about to show insurrection towards their leaders in government. You know what I'm saying? The senators, the parliamentarians, the representatives, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's complacent in this. You know what I'm saying? All right. The world is turning against them now. So something big's gonna happen, man. All right, something big's gonna happen. It's the only solution for these Amalekites. Something big has to come. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I just wanted to touch on that. You know what I'm saying? I was like I said, I was getting ready for work, and it just hit me, and I was like, you know what? I gotta do a lesson on that. You know. So expect to see something major happen, something big. Okay. So before I get up out of here, man, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem V'chakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well or who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.